Good morning, children. Now I am going to take English for 6th standard now. So in the previous class we saw the memory poem Trees, and now this period we are going to take supplementary lesson, that is Owlie. Okay, what is the name? Owlie. So from the name itself we can understand that it's a story about an owl. Okay, since it's a female bird, it is called as an Owlie. Okay, now so if we see owls, what do the owls do? In the morning, all the morning, that is all the time they will be sleeping. During the night time only they are very active. Yes, so they are very active. So what happens now? And even they are the hunters. Like that, what do they eat? They eat like snakes, frogs, rats. So these are the food they eat. Now the lesson what we are going to see is about an owl only. Okay, now Owlie. Mom, Payal yelled in panic. So Payal is a girl's name. So Payal, what are the characters? Her mother and Owlie. Okay, so these are the characters in this lesson. Now Payal yelled in panic, that is shouted in fear, that is பயந்து என்ன பண்றாவ கத்துறா. In panic, panic means பயந்து. Owl is gone, gone na பறந்து போயிட்டான்னு. Mom, where would she have gone? Payal, she asked. So where would she have gone? எங்க போயிருக்கும்? So Payal, her mother said crossly. She was right there sleeping in a cage a little while ago. So கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி தான் what she was doing? She was sleeping in the cage. Cage na கூண்டு தெரியும் இல்லையா? So she was sleeping in the cage கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு முன்னாடி. That is a little while ago. But she is not there now. இப்போ என்னாச்சு? The owl is not there in the cage. And mom, the door to the garden is open. So அவங்க வீட்டில் என்ன இருந்தது? Payal's house, there was a garden also. So the garden, in the garden they had a door, and that door was open. So what we can think, that the Owlie would have fly from that door. Illiya? That got Payal's mother running into the room. So what did the Payal's mother do? She went and saw inside the room also. She ran and saw. என்ன பண்ணாங்க அவங்க? ஓடி போய் ரூம்ல பார்த்தாங்க. But sure enough, there was no sign of Owlie. So what happened? She was also not there. Okay, in the room also Owlie was not there. So, but what was an owl doing in a house, you can ask. Okay, you can ask what owl is doing in the house. It is not a pet animal, illiya, but owl is a pet animal there in the house. So what she was doing? Well, Payal's house was home to all kind of creatures, mainly abandoned animals. Abandoned means what? Leftover. இல்லையா, எந்தெந்த animals எல்லாம் left ஆயிருக்காங்களோ, அவங்களுக்கு எது வீடெல்லாம் இல்லையோ, those animals are pet of that house. That is Payal's house. Okay, was home to all kinds of creatures. Creatures means what? Like animals, birds. So they were fond. So Payal and Payal's mother were very fond of birds and animals. So the abandoned animals எல்லாம் அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்க? வீட்டில் வளர்த்தாங்க. Okay, left over. People brought lost dogs. Lost na தொலைஞ்சு போனது. Lost dogs, injured cats. Injured na என்னது? காயப்பட்டிருக்கும் இல்லையா? Injured cats and baby birds. So baby birds, சின்ன குட்டி birds எல்லாம் இருக்கு இல்லையா? They that had fallen out of their cages. அந்த கூண்டுக்குள்ளேருந்து கேஜஸ்லேருந்து விழுந்திருக்கும் இல்லையா? அவங்களெல்லாம் தூக்கிட்டு வந்து அவங்க வளர்த்தாங்க. Out of the cages to Payal's mother. So அவங்கெல்லாம் என்ன வந்து கொடுத்தாங்க? அந்த மாதிரியெல்லாம் அனிமல்ஸ் பேர்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் வந்து Payal's mother, they came and gave it to Payal's mother. What and all? Like lost dogs, injured cats, baby birds. So இதெல்லாமே எடுத்துட்டு வந்து அவங்க யார்கிட்ட கொடுத்தாங்க? To the Payal's mother. It wasn't that they had a large farm or even a large house. அவங்ககிட்ட big ஹவுஸும் கிடையாது, big farmும் கிடையாது. புரியுதா? They did not have a big house as well as a farm. But it is just that everyone knew that Payal's mom had a big heart. So அவங்க கிட்ட பெரிய வீடு இல்லைனா கூட she had a big heart. அவங்க கிட்ட நல்ல மனசு இருந்தது. ஓகே, so she had a big heart. So she did not have a big house nor a big farm, but she has a big heart. But even in a household used to such unexpected visitors, Owlie's advent had been memorable. So அவங்க அந்த Owlie வந்து அங்கே வளர்த்தாங்க இல்லையா? It was a memorable, நல்ல ஞாபகார்த்தமான ஒரு அட்வெண்ட்டாக இருந்தது. Shifani Didi had just turned up one day carrying a carton. That is, carton means a small light box. Lighter box, சின்னதாக இருக்கும், small box. Then who brought it? Shefali Didi. She brought one day carrying a carton. In the carton means what I said? A small box. When Payal's mother opened the carton, there was the smallest of owlets sitting in one corner, a small ball of brown and grey. So when Payal's mother, what she did? What Shefali Didi brought? She brought a small box. When Payal's mother opened the box, what did you see? She saw the smallest of the owlet, okay, owl, smallest baby owlet that was sitting in one corner because it is very small, yeah, that baby is very small. Bayand enna pannichadu, sitting in one corner, it is very small. So a small ball of brown and grey. So what is the color of the owlie? Brown and grey. So what is the color of the owlie? Brown and grey. Payal's mother picked her up gently. அழகா தூக்குனாங்க. சின்னது இல்லையா, ரொம்ப small bird. So small அந்த குட்டியாக இருக்கிறதுனால அழகா எடுத்தாங்க கையில். Payal's mother picked her up gently and placed her in her lap. Lap means what? மடியில். புரியுதா? லேப்னா மடி. ஸோ அந்த குட்டி அழகாக தூக்கி எங்கே வச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க? மடியில் வச்சுக்கிட்டாங்க. So picked her in her lap, talking to her just as she would do to the dogs. So puppies கிட்டனா நம்ம எப்படி பேசுவோம்? How we talk to the dogs? So she was talking like that to the owl. Okay. She had never handled owls before. That is, in her house she has many dogs, cats and many type of birds. But till now she has not handled owl like this before. So she was very careful not to get pecked. Pecked na kothrudu. Prida, peck means what? Kothrudu. So she was very careful that this bird not to peck her. When the owl got used to her and seemed relaxed enough, Payal's mother placed her inside a cage. So she was got used to her and was relaxed. So when she was used and relaxed, what did the Payal's mother do? Payal's mother placed inside the cage. And the kundukulla eduthu ulla vechanga. Yaar eduthu vechanga? And the owl. There were always empty cages in the Payal's house. So avanga veetla vande nariya birds, animals irukradnaala they had many cages. So they had many empty na gaaliyanadu, empty cages in whose house? Payal's house. Just in case a bird dropped in. The baby owl climbed on the rod and settled herself. So for example, if you take a cage like this, so this is a cage. So you have a rod like this. So she was placed inside the rod. So the owlie was placed inside the rod of a cage. Then, so he was climbed on the rod and settled herself. So what did the owlie do? She climbed on the rod and she was settled there. Mom, what shall we call her? Asked Payal, all excited. ஸோ அவளுக்கு வந்து ரொம்ப சந்தோஷமாக இருந்தது, எக்ஸைட்டட் இருந்தது. என்னாச்சு? ஒரு புதுசாக ஒன்று கிரியேச்சு நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு வந்திருக்குன்னு. ஸோ ஷி வாஸ் வெரி எக்ஸைட்டட். அட் தட் டைம் ஷி ஆஸ்க்ட் ஹர், வாட் கேன் வி give the name for that owl? So you choose a name, said her mother smiling. ஸோ நீ ஏன் பேரை சூஸ் பண்ணுன்னு சிரிச்சுக்கிட்டு கேட்டாங்க. How about Owlie? Asked Payal. So what did the Payal give the name to that owl? Owlie. So what is the name? Owlie. So she gave the name of the owl as Owlie. So Owlie it was. The name was settled, but there was a bigger problem. So the name was given to the owl, that is Owlie. But there was a bigger problem than this, that what does one feed an owl? So what to give the food? Feeding means to give the food to an owl. So owls are hunters. Already I said owls are hunters, that is வேட்டை ஆடுறாங்க. புரியுதா? Owls are the hunters. What do they eat? They eat rats. So already I said. Then frogs. Then snakes. So all these things only they will eat. Owls. Okay, they are the hunters and they eat the rats, snakes, frogs. These are the animals. And in Payal's house, they were all vegetarian. Vegetarian means who eat only vegetables, not the non-veg. Okay, so they were vegetarian. But this owl is a non-vegetarian, right? So even the dogs at home, Payal's house, they were also vegetarian only. So Payal's mother was totally anti-meat. That is, they were all fully vegetarian only. But now that Owlie had come to stay, so Owl has come to stay now. She had to get over a dislike for meat. இப்போ வந்து அந்த மீட் எனக்கு பிடிக்காது அதெல்லாம் சொல்ல முடியாது இல்லையா, because Owlie has come to stay and she is a non-veg. So non-veg has to come inside the house now இல்லையா. So that was another reason why that day was memorable, because they were all vegetarian only. Now as Owlie has come to stay, what happens? Even the non-veg also should come to the house. That day was memorable. Nalla ஞாபகார்த்தமா இருந்த நாள் அது. It was the first day that meat was brought to the house. So what happened? அன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் என்ன இருந்தாங்க, அவங்க வெஜிடேரியனாக இருந்தாங்க. They were all vegetarian. But as Owlie has come to the house, now they have changed into a non-veg. That is, the meat has come into the house for the first day. Then Payal got the number from a friend and called the meat shop, curry kada solrilla, meat na curry, meat shop, to ask them to deliver half a kilogram of minced na chop panni, purida chinna chinna cut pannirpaanga illaya, chop panni, that is minced meat to the house. So Payal, what she did, she made a call to her friend, and what she did, she got the number of the meat shop and she called there, and what she'd say, she said that to deliver a half a kg of minced meat to the house. They put the meat before Owlie. So they got the meat, and what did they do? They put it before the Owlie. So Owlie is there. So yeah. So they put the meat before Owlie. Okay, what did they do? They put the meat before Owlie. Of course, Owlie didn't know what to do with it. How? Because it's a small bird. இல்லையா, அது ரொம்ப குட்டியாக இருக்கிறதுனால, பேபியாக இருக்கிறதுனால அதால் சாப்பிட முடியாது. We also, when we are baby, we are able to eat by ourselves? No. இல்லையா, our mother only used to feed us. But this baby has no mother. She is all alone, left over animal, bird. So what did she don't know what to do with that meat? இல்லையா. So Owlie didn't know what to do with it. She was just a baby. So what did I say? She is just a baby. After all, if the mother owl had been there, she would have softened the meat and shot it down Owlie's throat. Owlie oda amma irundanga, Owlie's mother, if she was there, what she would have do? She would have softened the meat, alaga chinna alaga soft panni, shot in a push. Okay, what she would have do? She would have softened the meat and pushed inside the throat of the Owlies. Yaar adu pannuva? Owlie's mother, if she was there. Ippo avalukku Owlie yaar illa, amma illa. So Payal's mother decided she had to be mother owl. Ippo avanga amma enna maarranga? Payal's mother. Payal's mother is changing now to mother owl. So what will mother owl will do? She will push the meat inside the throat. So now also she decided to what to do? To do like the mother owl. So then with her left hand she pressed open owl's beak. What did she do? She took the left hand of the her, and what she do? She opened the owl's beak and shot the food down. That is, she pushed the food inside the owl's beak. In a second, Owlie fell off her perch. Perch na inga rod varudilla, that is called as a perch. Okay. What did Owlie do? As soon as she pushed the food inside, what did the Owlie do? Owlie fell from the perch, that is from the rod, onto the floor of the cage. So where did she fell? She fell on the floor of the cage. She lay on her back on the floor of the cage with feet up in the air. Adana panathala keela vilundu kaal vandu enna aachu? It was saying in the air, that feet was up in the air. So she fell down. Mom, Payal cried, you have killed her. So what she said, Payal, avanga enna nenachitaanga? That is that the owl has died. Adu kuttiyana bird, baby bird illaya. So what happens? She said you had killed her. Payal's mother was equally aghast. Aghast meant shocked. What did I do? I gave only the food to the Owlie. But what happened? So avalukku shock aichu avanga ammakku. Oh, she said. Oh, what have I done? What na enna pannen? The poor little bird. After Payal and her mother had finished crying, they started crying that the Owlie has died. Crying and hugging each other, they started talking bravely. So konja neram aludanga, they were crying, and after that they started bravely about where to bury Owlie. Bury na podekiradu. Okay, so they thought she died. So what to do with that bird? So we have to bury it. புதைக்கணும் அப்படின்னு. So what to do? Where to bury? Just then Owlie opened one eye and then the other. So கொஞ்ச நேரத்துக்கு அப்புறம் என்ன ஆச்சு? That Owlie opened one eye, ஒரு ஐ திறந்துட்டு நெக்ஸ்ட் அடுத்த உடனே இன்னொன்று ஐ. Okay, she opened one eye and then the other. She got into her feet and quietly climbed the perch. So as soon as she opened both the eyes, what did she do? She climbed on the perch. Okay, Pyle learned later that falling on her back and pretending to be dead was Owlie's way of defending herself against danger. அதாவது அந்த Owlieக்கு ஏதாவது பிடிக்கலனா what she will do? She will fall on her back and என்ன pretend பண்ணும் that as a dead செத்துட்டா மாதிரி அதை ஆக்டிங் பண்ணும். That was Owlie's way to protect herself. இப்போ ப்ரொடெக்ட்னா நம்ம டிஃபெண்ட் பண்ணிக்கிறது மற்றவங்க கிட்ட. Defending herself against danger. Okay, that is ஏதாவது ஒரு டேஞ்சர் வந்துச்சுன்னா what that Owlie will do? That will fell on her back and she will pretend as she was dead. This is the only way to protect herself from danger. Not that Pyle's mother was a danger to Owlie. Now Pyle's mother, what did that baby bird thought? That that Pyle's mother is a danger to her. But the baby owl did not know that then. But that time, as it was a baby, that Owlie did not know that she was a danger to him. So that was Owlie's first day at home. So it was the first day of Owlie. In the beginning, Owlie had to be forced to eat. So Owlie was forced to eat. So அதெல்லாம் சாப்பிட முடியாது இல்லையா? So அவங்க என்ன பண்ணுறாங்க? ஃபோர்ஸ்டாக வாயில் வந்து புஷ் பண்ணுறாங்க ஃபுட்டை. That was mom's job. But Owlie soon realized that if a hand come towards her, it meant food. அதாவது கை அவன் முன்னாடி வரும்போது, இந்த Owlie முன்னாடி வரும்போது, what she will think? That it is a food. Okay. Her mouth would open automatically and a beak would snap around what was offered. So as soon as a hand comes in front of the Owlie, what that Owlie will do? The Owlie will snap. அப்படியே கடிச்சிரும். புரியுதா? Will snap the food which was offered. Only Owlie found it difficult to know when she was being offered food and would try to take a bit out of any hand that came her way. அதாவது எந்த ஒரு கை வந்தாலும் பீக் முன்னாடி என்ன பண்ணும்? அதை கடிச்சிரும். ஓகே, பிட்டுனா கடிக்கிறது. This meant lots of bitten fingers for Pyle and her mother. ஸோ அப்படி பண்ணால் என்ன ஆகும்? நிறைய தடவை Pyle's as well as mother hands will be bitten. அப்பப்போ கடிச்சிரும் இல்லையா? Reading up more about owls and their habits. Now what mother is doing, Pyle's mother, she started reading more about the owls and their habits, because only different creatures are there at home in the Pyle's house, like dogs, cats, but owl is the first time that has come to his house. So what they were doing, they were reading more about the owls and their habits. Pyle discovered that Owlie was a spotted owlet. So she was a spotted means dots, owlet. She had a typical grey brown coat. So what is the color I said? Grey, brown and grey, that is grey brown coat. Heavily spotted with white, the pale face, yellow eyes and white neckband which looked like a ribbon. So what is that? She has a typical brown coat, heavily spotted with white dots with white color, and the pale face, yellow eyes. So what is the color of the eyes? Yellow, and white neckband which looks like a ribbon. Pyle decided. Soon Pyle took over a job of looking after Owlie. So what's after? Actually mom was seeing Owlie, but Pyle now thought that she would take off the Owlie now, take care. She saw that the cage was cleaned every day. So what did she do? What was the job? To clean the cage every day. She filled the water bowl. So Owlie needs water to drink. So she filled the water bowl daily there. Once Owlie began to eat by herself, Pyle too could feed her. So she loved the way Owlie took a piece of raw meat from her hand. So now Owlie started eating by herself. So she loved seeing that the Owlie took a piece of raw meat from her hand. During the day, Pyle kept the cage covered. So as now she was ready to eat and come out. So always what she do? She kept the cage covered, that is closed. Owls are the night birds. So already I said they will be sleeping all day time and the night time they will be active. I already said. Now owls are the night birds. So they slept during the day. What will the owls do? They will be sleeping all the daytime. At night when owls are active, Payal took off the cover. Okay, so they are active in the night time. So in the night time they will take off the cover. They had decided that they would let Owlie fly away once she had grown bigger. So இப்போ அந்த குட்டியான bird இருக்கிறதுனால வெளியே விடுறதில்ல. Now when she grows, what will happen? She will make her to grow bigger. But that meant that she had to learn to fly. So what happens? That now she is going to learn to fly. To do that, Owlie had to be in a closed room. So she is a small bird, Ilya. So since she is a small bird, she has to fly inside the closed room only. Okay children. Now next class will continue this story. Okay. Thank you.